Right now, as you are watching this, there are 3 SUVs sitting on dealer lots across America collecting dust. Not for days, not for weeks, for months. One of them has been parked so long that Nissan is literally paying dealers cash just to take more off their hands. Another one has nearly 8 months of unsold inventory piling up while the brand scrambles to figure out what went wrong. And the third, over a year of supply just sitting there. 12 months worth of SUVs that nobody is walking in and buying. But here is the flip side, and this is what makes the 2026 SUV market the craziest I have ever seen. While those 3 are rotting on lots, there are 3 SUVs right now that you physically cannot keep in stock. One of them sells in 7 days. Not 7 weeks, 7 days. It hits the lot. Monday, it is gone by the following Monday. Dealers are not negotiating, buyers are not haggling, people are showing up, signing papers, and driving off before the detail team finishes washing it. Today, I am breaking down all 6. The 3 SUVs nobody wants, and exactly why the market rejected them, and the 3 that people are literally fighting over, and what makes them so impossible to find. If you are shopping for an SUV in 2026, this video could save you thousands or keep you from making the biggest mistake on the lot. Let us get into it, starting with the SUVs no one wants. Number 3 on the no one wants list, the Volkswagen ID.4. Let me paint you a picture. There are over 6,000 Volkswagen ID.4s sitting on dealer lots across America right now. Not allocated, not in transit, parked, washed. Sticker on the window, waiting. The market day supply on the ID.4 is currently more than 297 days. That means, at the current sales pace, it would take dealers nearly an entire year to sell through what they have. For context, a healthy vehicle has about 60 to 75 days of supply. The ID.4 has 4 times that. And here is what is so frustrating about this situation. The ID.4 is not a bad vehicle. Volkswagen built a genuinely competitive electric SUV. It drives well. The interior is solid for the price. The range is decent. On paper, it checks a lot of boxes. So what happened? 2 words: tax credits. When the federal electric vehicle tax credit was still alive, the ID.4 was moving. Not fast, but it was moving. Buyers could knock $7,500 off the sticker price, and suddenly a $42,000 electric SUV became a $34,500 proposition, which made it competitive with gas-powered crossovers. Then the credits expired at the end of September 2025, and the bottom fell out. Electric vehicle sales across the board tanked in the 4th quarter of 2025, but the ID.4 got hit harder than most because it did not have brand loyalty or resale value to fall back on. A used Toyota RAV4 hybrid holds its value better than a new ID.4, and buyers know that. The charging infrastructure issue has not helped either. If you live in an apartment or a condominium without a home charger, the ID.4 goes from convenient to inconvenient overnight. And in 2026, with gas prices relatively stable, the urgency to go electric just is not there for most mainstream buyers. On top of all that, Volkswagen's dealer network is not exactly known for the electric vehicle buying experience. Many salespeople at Volkswagen stores still do not fully understand the product, and the ones who do are fighting against a buyer base that is simply not ready. If you are in the market for an electric SUV and do not mind the depreciation hit, the ID.4 is a screaming deal right now. Dealers will negotiate. They have to. But go in with your eyes open. Resale is going to be rough, And if Volkswagen does not sort out its long-term electric vehicle strategy in the US, parts and service support could get interesting down the road. Number 2 on the no one wants list, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This one hurts because on paper the Grand Wagoneer is genuinely impressive. It has a twin turbocharged 3.0-liter Hurricane inline-six that makes 540 horsepower in the 2026 model. It has a cabin that rivals anything coming out of Germany. Real wood, real leather, a Macintosh audio system, 3 rows, towing capacity pushing 10,000 pounds. This thing should be flying off lots. It is not. The Grand Wagoneer has been one of the slowest-selling SUVs in America for over a year now. At one point in 2025, the Grand Wagoneer L was sitting at 257 days of market supply. Stellantis had to pause production at the Warren Truck Assembly Plant due to slow demand and even diverted its Hurricane engines to the better-selling Ram 1500 because those were actually moving, the regular Wagoneer. Jeep killed it entirely for 2026. Gone. Discontinued. They could not sell enough of them to justify keeping it in the lineup. So why is nobody buying this thing? Price. That is the simple answer. The 2026 Grand Wagoneer starts at $64,740, and once you option it up to where most buyers want it, you are easily looking at $80,000 to over $100,000 for the Summit Reserve. At that price, you are competing against the Cadillac Escalade, which is up 27% in sales this year. You are competing against the Lincoln Navigator, which is up 74%. You are competing against the GMC Yukon, up 22%. All of those rivals are selling just fine. The problem is not the segment. Full-size SUV demand is strong. The problem is that buyers spending 6 figures on an SUV are not thinking Jeep. They are thinking Cadillac. They are thinking Lincoln. They are thinking Mercedes. Jeep built the Grand Wagoneer to compete with those brands, but it could not escape its own identity. People associate Jeep with Wranglers and trail-rated adventure, not $100,000 luxury barges. And after years of aggressive pricing from Stellantis across the Jeep lineup, the brand's reputation took a hit. Consumers who might have cross-shopped a Grand Wagoneer 3 years ago have already moved on. If you actually want one of these, 2026 might be the time. Jeep has historically offered 0% APR for 72 months and significant rebates when inventory gets this bloated. Negotiate hard. Dealers know these are not moving, and that gives you all the leverage. Number 1 on the no one wants list, the Nissan Murano. This is the most fascinating case study on this list because the 2025 Murano was a complete redesign. Nissan spent real money here. New platform, new turbocharged 2-liter engine replacing the old V6, new interior with dual 12.3-inch screens, a genuinely good-looking exterior that finally brought the Murano into the modern era. And it still could not sell. At its worst point, over 20,000 Muranos were sitting on dealer lots, with a market day supply of 234 days. Nissan had to slash its 2025 production target by 21%, cutting its forecast from 60,000 units down to about 47,000. And in an almost unheard-of move, Nissan was reportedly paying dealers between $1,000 and $2,000 per vehicle just to take more inventory off their hands. Inventory became a real problem. So what went wrong with a brand new, completely redesigned SUV? 3 things. First, Nissan let the old Murano die on the vine. The previous generation went almost a decade without a significant update. By the time the new one showed up, loyal Murano buyers had already left the brand. An anonymous Nissan dealer told Automotive News that Nissan let the model age so much that loyal Murano customers left the brand. You cannot ghost your customer base for 10 years and then expect them to come running back. Second, the pricing. The new Murano starts above $40,000, which puts it in direct competition with three-row mid-size SUVs. But the Murano only has 2 rows. You are paying 3-row money for a 2-row vehicle that gives you 32.9 cubic feet of cargo space. The Honda Passport and Mazda CX-70 both give you more room for comparable money. Third, and this is the big one, no hybrid option. In 2026, Nissan is one of the only major manufacturers still selling a mid-size crossover without any kind of electrified powertrain. The Murano gets 23 miles per gallon combined. The Toyota Crown Signia, which occupies a similar space, gets 38 combined. That is a 65% fuel economy advantage. In a market where buyers are increasingly hybrid conscious, showing up without one is a deal breaker for a huge chunk of the buying public. Now, full disclosure, Nissan's Murano sales did double in 2025 compared to the previous year. But doubling terrible numbers still leaves you with mediocre numbers, especially when you have 5 months of inventory sitting unsold. The Murano is proof that a good product is not enough if the strategy behind it is broken. All right, now let us flip the script entirely. These next 3 SUVs, you cannot touch. Dealers cannot keep them in stock. Buyers are showing up ready to sign. Forget negotiating, you are just trying to find one. Number 3, on the everyone wants list, the Lexus NX. In February 2026, the Lexus NX is the fastest-selling SUV in America, not the fastest-selling Lexus. The fastest-selling SUV, period. It has a market day supply of just 20 days. That means from the moment one of these hits the dealer lot, it is statistically gone in less than 3 weeks. Why is everyone fighting over this compact luxury crossover? Because in a market where the average new SUV costs $43,000 and buyers are terrified of reliability problems, the Lexus NX gives you premium everything without the premium headaches. Consumer Reports named Toyota the most reliable brand again in 2025, and Lexus rides that reputation directly. Buyers are done gambling on expensive crossovers that might leave them stranded. They want something that starts every morning, looks good doing it, and will still be running at 200,000 miles. The NX checks every box. The hybrid variant is especially hot right now. In a market where gas prices can swing unpredictably and everyone is trying to squeeze more miles out of every gallon, a luxury hybrid SUV with Toyota's proven hybrid technology is basically a cheat code. You get the fuel efficiency of a compact car, the refinement of a luxury brand, and the peace of mind that comes with Lexus ownership. If you want one, here is the reality. You are probably not getting a discount. You might not even get one at MSRP, depending on your market. Toyota and Lexus dealers have less room to negotiate than almost anyone else right now because they do not need to negotiate. These things sell themselves. Number 2 on the list everyone wants, the Toyota RAV4. Everyone notices this one. No surprise here, but the numbers are still staggering. The Toyota RAV4 is the best-selling SUV in America again. It has been the best-selling SUV in the country for years now, and in 2025 it outsold the 4Runner, Tundra, Hamboshamban, and Tacoma combined. Let that sink in. One SUV outsold three of Toyota's most iconic nameplates put together. The RAV4 currently has about 23 to 24 days of supply. Toyota sold over 73,000 units in just a 45-day window recently, and inventory still could not keep up. The 2026 model is fully redesigned with boxier styling and a brand new interior. And here is the big move. Every single RAV4 now comes with hybrid as standard. Toyota killed the gas-only RAV4. If you want one, you are getting a hybrid whether you like it or not. Hybrid is the new default, and people love it. The new hybrid powertrain is quicker than the old gas engine, sprinting from 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds, which is faster than most rivals, hybrid or otherwise. It gets up to 44 miles per gallon combined. The cargo area is huge. The tech is significantly improved with an available 12.9-inch touchscreen, and the styling finally has some personality after years of looking like a very sensible appliance. It feels quicker and more modern. But here is the real reason the RAV4 is untouchable: resale value. A 3-year-old RAV4 holds its value better than almost anything else in the compact SUV segment. Buyers know that when they buy a RAV4, they are not just buying transportation. They are buying an asset that depreciates slower than the competition. In a market where people are keeping cars longer and thinking harder about total cost of ownership, that matters more than horsepower or fancy infotainment screens. Resale drives demand. Starting at $31,900 for the base hybrid, the RAV4 is the kind of vehicle that makes financial sense to almost everyone. Young professionals buying their first SUV, families who need something reliable for the school run and weekend trips, retirees who want low maintenance costs. It does not matter who you are. The math works. Financial sense is a big part of the appeal. If you are shopping for one, bring patience. The right trim and color combination might take weeks to find, and expect to pay close to sticker. Toyota has been masterful at keeping supply just below demand, which keeps these things moving like clockwork and keeps discounts off the table. Be patient and be prepared to pay market price. Number 1 on the Everyone Wants list, the Toyota 4Runner. This is the SUV that genuinely shocked the market. The 2025 4Runner was the first full redesign in over a decade, and when it finally landed, buyers went absolutely insane. Right now, the 2026 Toyota 4Runner has a median time on dealer lots of 7 days. 7. In an industry where 60 days is considered healthy, the 4Runner is selling 8 times faster than normal. The 2025 model saw sales climb 8% over the prior year to nearly 100,000 units, and 2026 is tracking even hotter. CarEdge reports it is one of the 4 Toyota models gaining the most ground this year, alongside the Grand Highlander, Corolla, and Corolla Cross. Toyota has more inventory heading into spring 2026 than it did at the same time last year, and it still cannot keep up. What changed? Everything. The new 4Runner sits on Toyota's TNGA-F platform, the same architecture under the Tundra and Land Cruiser. It has a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder, making 278 horsepower in standard form, or you can get the iForce Max Hybrid with 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. That hybrid is the one everyone wants. It gives you legitimate off-road capability with improved fuel economy, which was the 4Runner's Achilles heel for years. The old 4Runner got 17 miles per gallon. The new hybrid gets 23 miles per gallon combined. That does not sound like a lot, but over the life of the vehicle, That is thousands of dollars in fuel savings. The interior is finally modern. The old 4Runner's cabin felt like it was designed in 2009 because it basically was. Now you get an available 14-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, a digital instrument cluster, and materials that actually feel appropriate for a vehicle priced at $45,000 or more. The TRD Pro and Trailhunter trims have become genuine status symbols in the off-road community. People are building wish lists for these things the way they used to wait for limited edition sneakers. Who is buying the 4Runner? Everyone. Outdoor enthusiasts who want a body-on-frame SUV that can handle real trails. Suburban families who love the rugged look and trust Toyota reliability. Commuters who want something that feels substantial and safe on the highway. And resale value chasers who know that 4Runners hold value better than almost any vehicle on the road. Try finding a 5-year-old 4Runner for cheap. You cannot. That track record has buyers perfectly happy paying sticker price today because they know they will get a significant chunk of it back when they sell. If you are trying to buy a 4Runner in 2026, be ready to move fast. Some trims, especially the TRD Pro and Trailhunter, are spoken for before they even leave the factory. Do not expect discounts. Do not expect dealers to throw in extras. Just find the one you want, confirm the price is at or near MSRP, and sign. Hesitate and someone else will be driving it home. So there it is. The SUV market in 2026 is split right down the middle. On one side, you have the Volkswagen ID.4 with nearly a year of unsold inventory, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer that cannot escape its own identity crisis, and the Nissan Murano that was redesigned a decade too late. On the other side, you have the Lexus NX selling in 20 days, the Toyota RAV4 that outsells everything in its class with a redesign that made it even better, and the Toyota 4Runner that moves so fast, dealers barely have time to put the keys in the lockbox. The pattern is impossible to ignore. Buyers in 2026 are voting with their wallets, and they are saying the same thing over and over: reliability, fuel efficiency, and resale value. That is it. That is the formula. The SUVs that deliver on those three things cannot stay in stock. The ones that do not are collecting dust. If you are shopping right now, use this information. If you want a deal, go look at the slow sellers. Dealers will negotiate because they have to. If you want peace of mind and the lowest total cost of ownership, get in line for a Toyota or Lexus and be prepared to pay the asking price because everyone else already is. If this helped, like the video. Subscribe for more breakdowns on what is actually happening in the car market, not what the commercials want you to believe. I will keep bringing you the real numbers. See you in the next one.